was growing up, she was incredibly gregarious, and she was perhaps a little bit more daring than the other kids, full of laughter. Overnight, we went from climbing trees to having difficulty talking, difficulty walking. We saw a dramatic deterioration of her from being this fun-loving, carefree young girl into being somebody that was, you know, could be described only as kind of a walking zombie. I mean, she was having, you know, multiple seizures, 10 seizures a day, 15 seizures, 20, 30. It was an incredible situation, and it was devastating for everybody.
Doctors did, you know, investigations. They said, you know, there's nothing wrong that we could find, but the dilemma was she continued to have seizures, and she was exposed to one medication after the other. As she got more and more medications, her behavior got bad. Her learning capabilities deteriorated, and her seizures did not improve.
Many of the families that we've met through the foundation have, like Kara, suffered through different treatments and different medications, not knowing they were trying to treat ring chromosome 20 syndrome since it was never diagnosed. Doctors are not typically testing children or individuals with epilepsy for chromosomal abnormalities. After Stuart's experience with Kara and getting her treated for epilepsy, and honestly being alone with his family in terms of trying to find more information to help her, he'd never wanted anyone else to go through what he and his family did. So he created the website and the foundation, a resource for anyone in the world to come to for information on ring chromosome 20 syndrome, its treatment, signs and symptoms, awareness, research studies.
We are a patient and family-friendly organization, and our main effort is to improve the quality of life of the patient and the families that have this devastating disorder.
One of our campaigns is to try and educate the medical professionals around the world that if a child or individual comes into a doctor's office with epilepsy, just because they look normal, doesn't mean they might not have a chromosomal abnormality, and perhaps think of running chromosomal tests. Chromosomal testing or karyotype testing is easily obtainable in any hospital or medical office through a simple blood test.
What is the advantage of doing a test early? You can avoid unnecessary treatments, you can avoid unnecessary investigations, and the most important thing is if you know the name of a disease, you can guide families and patients in the right way.
The plan is that it will be a neurological centre of excellence, a medical practice where we can bring children, have them looked at, you know, carefully and properly and with good diagnosis and appropriate care.
And we hope that it'll just grow by adding other medical professionals that have an interest in the treatment of epilepsy. Currently, the foundation is funding 2 different medical studies. One is a genetic study.
Here at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, we're fortunate in that we have the Center for Applied Genomics, which is a new center that's been started where we really have state-of-the-art facilities to look at DNA and study the human genome. One of the things that I'm most excited about is that no one's ever looked at a sizable collection of patients with Ring 20. So we're hoping that just by virtue of collecting a large enough group, we're going to be able to better define what is the ring chromosome 20 syndrome. Normally the chromosomes are in a rod. Forming a ring is unusual. What is it about being a ring that causes these abnormalities in these kids? This has really been a great experience for me to be working with the foundation. Not only are they funding the work, they are being totally proactive about helping get the patients to get blood samples into our lab.
So we said, let's start collecting clinical information in great depth on these patients. We developed a questionnaire that has over 150 questions that covers the medical history, early childhood education issues, their functionality, what kinds of treatments they were subjected to, what worked for them. We wanted to make this as easy as possible for the families. We make arrangements that I can travel with our staff to their homes. We get a different perspective on how these families deal with these kids every single day. And each one of them offers us a different kind of learning opportunity.
We're not just there to take their blood and their clinical information and then leave. We really want to help the family and help the patient with their treatment for as long as they'd like to be in contact with us.
I believe we're at the beginning of something which I think will be a lifetime's project. Until we've got a resolution to this, Anon stop, and we don't stop.